Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our lovely little live stream on a Thursday. Hope everybody is well. We'll get down to the business side of things first. So, busy week. Mixed week this week after last week. 1,243 views. 4 subscribers, and sadly we lost somebody. Obviously they don't like what we do. So at least there's 461 people that like it. Good afternoon, Mick. So what have you been watching? Well, coming straight in at number 3 for Wednesday, the U2 album rank. 63 views. Coming in at number 2 this week, we have my little tribute I did to Vangelis, 65. And the one I'm amazed about, it always amazes me. Good evening, Richard. What amazes me, when I do ones I think people are not going to want to watch, they always end up number 1. And this week it's the Cocteau Twins with 70 views. I couldn't believe that. I'm quite shocked. Over the last 28 days, we've had 4,858 views, a total of 27 new subscribers in the month, which is pretty good. Dominated by Status Quo in the last 28 days. Coming in at number 3 was an album singles retro ranking, 109. As ever, the first video, 117, but still at the top, reigning for about a third week running, Pink Floyd at 209. Then the grand scheme of things, we're up to 82,581 views, 461 subscribers, because we lost one yesterday. Obviously, they didn't like what I said about U2. But there you go. So the usual suspects are there. Number 3, Derek Riggs, Iron Maiden, 3,344. Jethro Tull studio albums coming in at 3,429. And Rocky is right under the computer table tonight. That's telling me that Piers Morgan's gone uncensored on the line. Oh, God, everything's gone on. And Status Quo, 5,413. Right, that's enough of what's been going on. Oh, last week's Battle of the Bands, the debuts, was between Roxy Music and T-Rex and T-Rex Run. Other people said the same. They thought T-Rex was the better. So as you see today, because we did Blur and Oasis, I have put a poll up for you to have your say as well. Right, let's shut him up. It's teeth time for him. Now that, he won't eat them whole, but these are his dentist sticks, and they're mint flavoured. So see if you can come out for them. So what's happening next week? So Monday, we'll be looking at the album ranking of British prog band Arena. Now, for those of you who've never heard of Arena, they're a British progressive rap band formed by former Marillion drummer Mick Pointer. Classic album next week is Who's Next, The Who. Tuesday's album ranking, one that everyone's been sort of asking about, the Stone Roses. Okay, there's only 2 albums, but we're going to look at them in depth. Now, retro ranking next week is a bit special. As it's the Platinum Jubilee, I thought I'd do a few things Platinum Jubilee, and one of them is the retro ranking that we're doing. It's Cliff Richard, because he's made records in every decade that the Queen has been on the throne. So I'll be doing Cliff Richard's top 20, well, my favourite Cliff Richard songs, and I'm doing a top 20 because there's lots of good ones. Next week's Marathon Wednesday is part 5 of the Eric Clapton story. We're looking at Eric's solo albums. Then next week's Battle of the Bands, or the Battle of the Debuts. It's Big Country versus Simple Minds. Two bands from Scotland released their debut albums within 2 or 3 years of each other. That'll be an interesting one. Now, next week's album artwork ranking is a bit special. It's something that Dave and myself have put together for you, and we've called it The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's celebrating 70 years of album artwork. As it's Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. The good part of it is the iconic covers from the last 70 years, and there's 25 of those. The bad bit is bad, but not stinker. So there's 25 of them. And then the ugly, again, as our wonderful show, The Stinkers. And that is 20. So if you've noticed, they all add up to 70. So the 70 covers celebrating the good and the bad and the ugly of our album artwork. There'll be no live stream next week because I've got plans for Jubilee weekend. So I'll be out and about, but I'll be back with probably a sore head, feeling a bit worn on Friday morning to do some Ian Gillan live. What I've done, I've basically put all the Ian Gillan's, from Gillan and Ian Gillan all together. There's not too many, but I have got a few honourable mentions for that one. And then next week's new album review is the new album from Rammstein, Zeit. That's all right, I'm feeding him now. I'll keep him quiet for 5 minutes. So let's dive into the laundry box. What have I been listening to? Well, the good news is we're getting through some. Killing Joke, I've listened to the 6 of the 15. Pretty Maids, we've now listened to 7 of the 16. Feeder, I've listened to 5 of the 11. Bon Jovi, I've listened to 13 of the 15, so they're nearly done. 6 of the Captain Beefheart out of the 14. Boy, is that hard work. Whoa, I'm struggling with that one. 13 of the Chrome albums, there's 22. That's nearly done. 7 out of the 15 of Venom. Alice Cooper, 6 of 21. Bruce Springsteen, 7 of 20. I've listened to the first of the Psychedelic Furs this week. Like I've listened to the first The Cross, Cooler Shaker, Skunk Anise, Allman Brothers, and Styx. Yes, Alan, we're doing me and Dave have put together the good and the bad and the ugly album covers. There's 70 album covers. 25 good, 25 bad, and 20 absolute diabolical. Also, retro ranking is Cliff Richard, because he's been around. Kiss 15 out of 20. Yes, I forgot to put that on my list. Thank you for reminding me, Dave. Yeah, and we're doing 20 top 10 songs of Cliff Richard because he's made records in every decade. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm just feeding Rocky's dentist stick. Yeah, one completed artist this week. That's Rick Wakeman's 70s albums. I'm going to start listening to the 80s next week. We've added some more to the laundry list. We've added the Stranglers, the Sensational Alex Harvey Band, which I'm looking forward to. Foghat, or Foga, depends where you come from. Fu Manchu, and added today for Mick, Green Day. Also on Saturday, I am doing another collaboration with the one and only Mr. Richard McCook. And this time we are doing our favourite Genesis songs, which I am looking forward to immensely. I'm not drinking tonight. We are on Rocket Pale Ale from Cornwall. Yes, Ian Gillan again, Alan. I know you like a bit of Gillan. When look at, I've bunged all the live stuff from his solo and Gillan. I was talking about it the other week. Yes, and Grocky agrees. So that's what's going on. That's now do that because we've done all that. I did something really stupid last week when I did the live stream. Guess who forgot to click that it's not suitable for children? Yes, yours truly. So it got banned because apparently I'm drinking. So you're allowed to appeal. So what I did, I sent them a thing. I said, so because I had an alcoholic drink, you've took it down. Can I just tell you, kids don't, if they are watching it and I'm drinking, there was no swearing, we don't swear. So you're saying that when kids go into a pub or watch it on TV, they want to go and get beer. And all of a sudden, it was unblocked. Funny that, isn't it? I must have had some snowflake and someone looked at it and went, really? Must have checked what I would, obviously they'll check. And then it was all unblocked. So that's why on the channel there's 2 lots of everything, because I thought, I'll get you buggers. I just basically copied and pasted it and redone it. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to Saturday, because this is one of the opportunities where I don't even have to ask Richard's help. I've got all the albums that I want to use. But the good news is, Richard, if you're still here, I sort of know how to, I've worked out how to host now. So next time we do something, I'll do the hosting. Yes. Rocky's under it. For some reason, Rocky's taken from going under the computer table. I'm looking forward to seeing yours as well, Richard. Because this time, we don't know what we've done, do we, Richard? There may be some repeats, but that's the fun of it. Yeah, I was watching, when I was watching SOT this week, Simon Bray mentioned a great band. Oh, did I? And they mentioned a band called Spider. Now, Spider were a band in the 80s, and they were a bit like Quo in the 70s. I did do something. So I'm sure Dave will tell you when it was and put the link up. He usually does. No, mine is set in concrete, Richard. My bubbling unders were interesting. That was the one. And I was really tough on myself. I've only allowed 1 song per album because I could have ended up within my top 10 all from 1 album. So I was really strict on that one. It's 1 song per album. So I've had to miss out so many. Oh, thank you, Rob. And welcome to the live stream. Yeah, it can't be a bit of madness. I love doing that one. I think people can see that I enjoy that. Bad singing, bad actions. A lot of 3 albums. I thought I wondered, but I just wanted to go through my whole collection because I'll be honest now, I love Genesis. Doesn't matter which era, I love all Genesis. Obviously, there is one era that I'm bigger on, but I do like all that eras. The only 2 albums I didn't pick off is from Genesis to Revelations and Calling All Stations. Although I do like Calling All Stations, there's nothing out there on that album that says to me, they're my favourites. I think if there was a top 20, one might get in. Yeah, Duke is a good album. That was I found it hard to pick a song off Duke. Albums I found hard to pick off: Duke, Wind and Wuthering, and Selling England by the Pound. Now, if you've watched my Genesis ranking, Selling England by the Pound is my favourite Genesis album of all time. So any of them could have got in the thing, but I went with the gut feeling. So looking forward to that. And as long as Richard remembers to do something this time, because he forgot to do something last time. Yes. I'm planning, for those that like Status Quo, I've decided that there will be another Status Quo one. But that's not until probably some sort of anniversary again. Congo definitely top 15. Yeah. But it didn't even get the Bubbling Under this time. I've actually picked something from Bubbling Under from one of my least favourite albums, which is which is unusual. There was 2 tracks to pick off it. But I don't know which one. I didn't know which one to do, so I did the one in the end because I kept listening to it. Right, Oasis are winning at the moment, I see. As I said, if you haven't watched it, I've done... Oh, well done, Alan. They are a great band. There is the video up there. I have ranked the Spider albums. I'm sure Dave will find the link and tell you where it is. It should be in the album rank playlist. But it's definitely on there. It's probably about the 3rd or 4th show I did, because I'm a huge Spider fan. Well, I've got one of my albums. I picked this up in a... I was in town this week in Northampton, and I went in the charity shop. And I picked up The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, a Canadian version. So I thought, right, I'm having that. Went to the counter, and she charged me £5 for the Canadian import of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. So the Spider one was done exactly a year ago. In fact, I'll go and get it. So this is the Canadian version of The Lamb. That bit's the same. This is the last album that Peter Gabriel did with the band. It's a double album. It's a bit battered, but the Canadian version, you get all the lyrics on the in-sleeve. And the label is that colour on the R.T.O. So I thought I'll have the Canadian, and I'll bet you if I put this on eBay, I'll get a few quid for it. It's a bit battered, but it's certainly the Canadian version. But the trouble is, it's so delicate. Takes a... Well, I'll leave that. I need to concentrate on putting that in back in. So there. Rob, if you like progressive Genesis, it is a good album. It's getting dark tonight, earlier than it was last week. Put some light on the scene. Get the right button. I'm very lazy. Got a little controller to put my light bulb on. How sad am I? Yeah, we have still got other Genesis related stuff to do. We haven't done the Mike and the Mechanics yet. Yeah, and I'm starting to get a collection of Tony Banks's solo stuff. Talking of Genesis, we've actually got a Peter Gabriel behind me. That's a Peter Gabriel album. I think all the bands up the covers this week have been covered, or they will be coming up. One of my favourite bands from Ireland. Seen them 3 times. Bit of the Groundhogs this week. We'll be rebanking them. David Gates' first album. Vardis, yes, I know, Alan. I've seen them as well. Bit of Rainbow. Straight Between the Eyes. And probably one of my favourite Asia album covers. Great picture from Roger Dean. Yeah, Rainbow's coming up because after we've done Slow Hand, people have been asking for bits and bobs of Ronnie James Dio. We've been asked to, I think Alan asked, I think it was you, Alan, that asked to do Dio. So I thought, let's do Elf, Rainbow and Dio. So we got sort of a story of mini-series because we've done Black Sabbath. So we're just going to clear up Ronnie James Dio. Then because obviously I did the tribute show to Mr. Vangelis, or whatever his proper name. Dave, what's his full name? He'll put it up. So I'm going to do a Vangelis. I actually listened to one of... Oh, thank you, Rob. I'm infectious. Well, that's nice to know because a couple of people told me I was dull and boring. And I should show a little bit more enthusiasm. That's him. No, hello, Ralph. Nice to see you again. No, you're right. It was a bit disappointing. But when you live up to a great debut album, it's hard to think. But I've stuck by the band. I mean, I think some of their, when they reformed, they had some good albums. Yeah, I was all saying, yeah, I'm going to do a whole thing on Vangelis. Because when I was putting together my tribute to Vangelis, I listened to so much in a very short, I think. What's on the agenda? Good evening, Peter. What's on the agenda this weekend? Well, I'll not say this again, but on Saturday, I will be doing another video with Mr. Richard McCook doing Genesis. And I will be doing some recording for next week as well on Saturday. I want to get lots of things done next week because it's going to be a busy week and I want to get everything practically done for the week by Wednesday. So if I am feeling rough on Friday, I can just come on and do my thing and then that's done. But there'll be no live stream next Thursday night, but I will do a weekly update before I go out on the razzle. I've heard of Ardis. Yes, Alan, I've seen them. I saw them in a pub in Northampton. No. Not Mr. Alan White, not the Alan White. Is that? Yes, I'm a big fan of Richard. I like his stuff. That is so sad. Looks like, guys, that the drummer of Yes has sadly passed away. That is so sad. Oh dear, oh me. Well, I will be doing a tribute show then. I'll throw in an extra show this weekend. There we go. Can't leave it too long. So probably Sunday I will do a tribute to Alan White, and I will pick my top 10 Yes songs in memory of a fine. No, Seb, this is what the community is about. To understand, thank you for that. It's right. It's very sad. So let's spend a few minutes talking about. I'm not going to give away what my favourite songs are personally. So, what are your favourite songs that Alan White's drummed on? Don't forget, Alan White was the drummer on Imagine, John Lennon. Yeah, Dave did. He heard about Vangelis as soon as we literally finished recording at the end of the stream, and Dave was on the blower saying about Vangelis. And I'll put that show together very, very quickly. But like for Alan White, I know exactly what my favourite tracks are that he recorded. So there's going to be bits from all of the Alan White stuff. So Sound Chaser, yeah, it's brilliant stuff. Yeah, so look out for that on Sunday. It'll be up on probably Sunday. I'll do it first thing Sunday morning because Lee's coming for Sunday lunch. So I'll get it up before lunch. In fact, I'll bet you I could write down 10 songs now, but I won't. I'll probably do it when I've finished. Put the playlist together. See, all the playlists that I've done for the retro ranking are actually on Spotify. So if you're on Spotify, they're all public, so you'll be able to go and listen to them. Yes, he did, Dave. Yes, he's not just drum for Yes. That is so sad. Yeah, brilliant drummer. I mean, he had big boots to fill, didn't he? With Bill Bruford. There we go. He's put it down. What's my favourite music then? Right. God, I'm mostly rock and prog. I'm a big prog fan and a big rock fan and metal. But I also like some of the 80s stuff. I love glam rock. As you know, my favourite glam rock band as I was growing up was Sweet. I did watch a great clip on YouTube this week of Susie Quattro, Andy Scott, and Don Powell. Oh, hello. You want to come up? Someone wants to say hello to everybody. Hold on then. Why? Right, Rob, this is a regular thing. This is Rocky, the famous Rocky. And he likes to come and say hello to everybody because he's more popular than me, I reckon. Aren't you? You've got yeah, the star always makes an appearance. I'm thinking about doing him an Instagram page. Put all his pictures up and some of the things he's done. So, yeah, Charles, nice to see you. Just to let you know, Cocktail Twins is the best watched video this week. This stream's gone to the dogs. Yeah, he always makes an appearance. He's getting used to it. He's a little bit better than he was. He was terrible once. Right, there we go. You can go back down now. You've said hello to everybody. Yes. Hi, Charles. Yeah, I was asking Rob's question before Rocky interrupted me. Yeah, I like all sorts. I like Jean-Michel Jarre. I like Ultravox. I like Vangelis. Like Sky. ELP. Yes, Taurus. Favorite year? Ooh. Wow, that's tough. Let's think of my favourite year. Ooh, this is tough. I think it may be 1975. Some great albums come out in 75. Physical Graffiti came out. On the Level. They're two of my favourite albums. What else from 75 come out? Jonesy, never had listened to them, but I'll give them a last one. There's an obscure one, that is. I like the albums, and I like 1970 as well. Because you got In Rock, Black Sabbath, Uriah Heep. Yeah, Mick, don't forget tomorrow, Uriah Heep live. All for you. Well, I'm a big Uriah Heep fan. I've never heard of them, but I'll give them a listen. My least favourite year of my life of the 80s would be, God. Well, if you don't know Rob, if this is for Rob, because I believe he's new. There's one thing I don't like, and that's rock music 80s style. Too clean. I don't like the production of the 80s. I really don't. And I'm not a big fan of Robert McLang. I think most people know that. I just hate McLang. Well, keep putting them on. I'm sure Dave's making note of these and adding them to the laundry list. And then tomorrow, Dave, if you just email me them what people have been asking for. You're asking for all these bands, and just be patient. They will get done, but I think we got a list now that's something like this, you know, as wide as that. Yep, I totally agree with you. 13 was ruined. But then again, I don't blame the bands. I blame the record companies. What they did to rock music in the 80s. They said, well, if you're going to break America, you've got to sound American. Behave. Yes, he did shaft her a little bit, didn't he? Yeah, I don't like, I mean, another album. There's a lot of albums. I don't like what he done to Hysteria. I don't like the production on that, because when you hear Hysteria live, it sounds a lot better. And what he done to AC/DC, okay, he produced Back in Black, and that was quite raw. But what he done to For Those About to Rock was sacrilege. It's amazing that he didn't do the follow-up, which I think is a better album and a very underrated album, Flick of the Switch. It's raw, it's heavy. Some of them tracks that he did on For Those About to Rock are just too clean. He tried to, I mean, how can you clean up Phil Rudd's drumming? Sacrilege. Absolutely sacrilege. And another producer I don't like, and that's Pip Williams. I can't stand what he did to Quo. I really don't. He was putting blooming brass on it. What's all that about? And the Rocking All Over the World album, the production on that, as you know, it's not one of my favourite albums. That's not one of my favourite songs. Best concert. Oh, good grief. I've been to a few good ones. I'll get the best. It was a day concert, and that was at Milton Keynes in 1986. It was Welcome to the Garden Party. We had Mama's Boys. We had Magnum. We had Jethro Tull, Gary Moore, and Marillion. What a lineup. 5 of my favourite bands in one day. Can't be bad. But my favourite sort of pub gig is one that was in the King Billy in Northampton when our landlord left after many years of running the pub. He had connections in the music business, and he brought a special band on that included Bernie Marsden, Mickey Moody, Neil Murray, and some keyboard player called John Lord, who I'd never heard of, and a drummer called Jason Bonham. Now, so that's my favourite pub gig. Yes, it was Richard. John Eden done it. And if I were, and it's a much better album. I tend to play that more, believe it or not. The on Hold You Back on there is brilliant. Can't Give You More's better, but Rocking All Over the World still sounds rubbish. I've never liked that track. That's a hell of a track. Hold You Back. Yeah, Dave's right. Charles is a fantastic boozer. It had been shut for 2 years and it's just reopened by someone that knows the spirit of the King Billy. The King Billy is a constitution. Do I like John Fogerty's version, Richard? Yes, I do. It's much better. Much better version. Because it's not overproduced. See, only one of the only covers that Quo have done that I don't like. Yeah, I think Flick of the Switch is definitely a very underrated AC/DC album. Talking of AC/DC, there is a very good little documentary on Bon Scott, and it's got interviews with his brother. He doesn't do interviews, and it tells like the real story of Bon Scott. It's pretty good, so it's on there. Status Quo are a great band. They are my favourite band, Status Quo. I was lucky. I never saw John Coghlan with Quo, but I did see Alan Lancaster with Quo. I saw them twice on the End of the Road tour. Saw them at Leicester de Montfort Hall, and I also saw them at Milton Keynes Bowl. That was another good day. Jason and the Scorchers, a star that we can't mention anymore, but he was a big hit in the 70s. Marillion, Nazareth, and Quo. I saw the original lineup of Nazareth, which is marvellous. That's the one. And for those people that like Nazareth, I am tomorrow reviewing their new album, Surviving the Law. Pretty good. Yes, Status Quo album ranks. That was the very first thing I did. In a big top. Wow. I've seen. I saw Status Quo. They played at the football stadium in Northampton, the one that's had all the controversy, Sixfields. Saw them in a little end of the pier thing in St Austell. No, I haven't yet, Peter. It's on my list of album reviews. There's been so many to come out. I'm losing track. And yes, I am doing a Robin Trower thing. Yes, it was. He was friends with Rick. They used to play cards, apparently. Status Quo. I've seen him in the Royal Albert Hall. That was interesting. I've seen Quo in a big thing in Peterborough. I've heard of them, Zeb, but I think I've heard a couple of tracks, but that's about it. But yeah, I'm sure we'll feature something. Well, let's have a look at the poll. Whose debut album was better? So 29% of you say Blur, 71% of you say Oasis. Thank you for dropping in, Rob. We won't be here next week because I'm going out on the razzle, but we'll be here the following week. Even I'm allowed to go out. There's a group of us going out for, I think we've done quite a few jubilees, believe it or not. We always seem to do something for the jubilee. Wear something very patriotic. So I'm going to wear I've got an England rugby top. It's like a t-shirt, but like the thing. So I'm going to be wearing that. I do like Pole Driver, Alan, but you know my favourite. I've seen Rory Gallagher. He was brilliant. He played the Mildenhall Blues Festival in 1989. Another bands on that day were a band called Dumpy's Rusty Nuts, which are an absolute brilliant. A band called Engine, which were a three-piece band, and the lead singer and bass player used to come on stage in bedroom slippers. A certain Uriah Heep and Rory Gallagher, all in one day at Mildenhall Speedway track. I think the ticket cost a tenner. And me and my mate Lee went. We had a great day. I think I actually took some pictures of Uriah Heep. It was on the, would have been Bernie's first tour. Yeah, that's how I've heard of them. They opened up with, they did supported Queen. There's also, I haven't watched it, but I did say today that when you listen to that first album by Oasis, it's a damn good rocker. But Liam Gallagher is a total, utter, arrogant little twerp. And my friend was in a band, Oasis. They hadn't even recorded their debut album, and they walked in to the gig, into the changing room type thing, and he said Liam Gallagher walked in there thinking that he was a real pop star. And he started giving it all this, and the lead singer of this band told him, I can't repeat it because I don't know, but apparently he told him, you're an idiot, now clear off. Don't come down from Manchester and telling us what to do in our own town now. Foxtrot Oscar. £5 for it, yeah. I mean, my first Quo ticket cost me £6. I mean, when I saw Quo at the end of the road, I think it cost me £20 for the day. I mean, the last time I went to a day concert would have been Deep Purple at Milton Keynes, and that was £40. But when I saw AC/DC on the Rock or Bust, it cost me nearly £80 for a ticket. And I thought I only did that because I thought it'd be the last time we'd see AC/DC, but who knows what's going to happen now. But I just refuse to pay that sort of extortionate money to go to a concert now. Okay, I'm a skinflint, but I'm not. I don't justify paying hundreds. My favourite Quo album is the Quo Album, because it's the one that Alan sings on a lot. It's got some great tracks. Any album that contains Backwater, Just Take Me, Slow Train, and Don't Think It Matters, it's always going to be my favourite. Some of my favourite songs by Quo. It's been great listening to Cliff Richard this week. Oh, Stephen, I've been in an AC/DC video. I've actually met the band and they are great blokes. I was in the Are You Ready video, one with the done in the prison. Y&T. We used to call them yuck and trash. You can put frop in. For those of you who are wondering, what's the laundry list? It's something that Charles named. Venom's. Oh, Dave, you've got the list. How many? I think I've listened to 5 or 6 Venom, Peter. I am struggling. I'll be quite honest with you. I'm not the great Venom fan, but the first ones I've been struggling with. But now I'm getting into it. I am starting to get better. I think I'm one of these, think that they get better with age. Yes, I am struggling with Captain Beefheart. Oh, but the last 2 I've listened to, I've liked. They're quite bluesy. But I've got no complaints about what you're asking for, because it challenges me. And I like that. I haven't got up to Venoming yet. We'll see when the last one I listened to. Let's have a look on my book. There's so many books around here. Here's my book. Soon tell you which was the last one I listened to. Where are you, Venom? Temple of the Ice was the last Venom album I listened to. Right, let's sort out some lighting here, because it is fading here. Put that one on as well. There we go. Is that too bright, anyone? Or do we need to alter it? The other thing, while Rocky's quiet tonight, he's been for a long walk. Took him over the park this morning. he objected, though, but once he got there, he was fine. Yeah, Slow Jazz Trains, that's one of my favourite tracks off that album. They never did it live. And there are some, if you go on YouTube, there's some Quo tribute bands that do great version of that. I mean, the only thing they've done of Slow Train live is that little bit in the medley, but they've never, ever done the whole damn thing live. And even John Coughlin's Quo have never done it live. Yes, his legs will be done. What, of Quo? Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit warm this week going back to Rocky. I've got one of these little fans. It's only about that big that usually sits here. But it used to sit in my old place because there was no thing. But here I've got a purifier, so it's not so bad. But he was panting the other day, and I thought, I know, I'll put this little fan on for him. And I'm going out, and I went back in the lounge. And no word of a lie, Rocky was on his back, legs wide open, showing all and sundry, and just sitting there and letting the cool air dangle between. He's not daft. He's rock. And Dave would tell you that. He's not a daft dog. So anyone got anything planned for the Jubilee weekend? I've got plenty to do. I've got stuff to do with Richard. Sort out next week. Do a tribute to Alan White now. I don't mind doing tributes to great musicians. How old was Alan? Does anyone know how old Alan White was? Yep, that's about right, Dave. 72. It's not. Do we know what he sadly died of? I know he's been struggling. 72. Thank you, guys. Does anyone know what was wrong with him? I know he hadn't been well. I mean, yes, they're supposed to be touring. I wonder if. Do you think does anyone think that'll be it now? Yes, we'll call it a day, or do you think they'll get a new drummer? Oh, will they get Bill Bruford back? Who knows? I mean, Alan White's playing. But his first album was it the Yes album? Brief Illness. Yes, Bill Bruford was the first drummer. His last album was Close to the Edge, I believe. You believe the first Yes album I heard was Drama. Drifting Away. That's a good track. Yeah, my first Yes album I listened to was Drama. Because a friend had it. I thought, oh, this is good. And then he said, this is the new band. This is the new band. New singer. And then I worked my way back. I think the second album I heard was second was Fragile. That was the second one I heard. Then I heard Close to the Edge, and it blew me away. And then obviously 90125 came out, and I pretty liked that. That was pretty good. Then Big Generator, which I didn't like much. And then all of a sudden I started buying, once I was earning money, I started getting the whole lot. And I have now got the whole lot. And but I did have to get rid of a lot of my CDs because there was just no room here. So most of mine's on my pod. But now I've got my record player, I am going to start buying Yes albums. Yeah, quite. Rocky doesn't mind it when I put Quo on. He has no choice. I'll tell you what we was listening to Monday. Tuesday. Lee and myself, we went out. We come back on. He just wants something, and he's not getting it. You know, I know what he wants. Wait, Mister, quiet. Thank you. Yeah, and I put on YouTube, and because I've been watching something else, it come up with, because I've been watching Suzi Quatro, it come up with the Glitter Band, and we sat and watched this concert from in Germany, I think. And second dose of airtime, probably. He's come back in. There we go. Go and see your fans. And yeah, so we was watching the Glitter Band. What a band. So I will be doing a retro ranking on the Glitter Band. And another person, as Lee suggested this, Gilbert O'Sullivan. For some reason, Lee's got into him lately. And he played me a track. I mean, I only know Claire in the thing. But there's one, A World Without Tea. And I think that's a lovely song. I'm sure people know that one. And there's a great little video someone's done to it on YouTube. See, he's all right now because he's getting some attention. Oh, yeah, I do. Yes, Alan, I like all them sort of tracks. All that mystique stuff. Yeah. I think that's probably what that, Straight Between the Eyes, is probably the best album Jolene Turner did with Rainbow. It's got some great tracks on it. You'll find out what I think about that when I do the ranking in about 3 or 4 weeks. But I do like that album. I actually brought that when it come out. That's how long I've had it. I did have on VHS the concert from San Antonio. Yes, Alan White. Yeah, that's right, Dave. I think Yes Songs was his first sort of thing. Its first studio was Topographic Oceans. Wow, is it still about? I must check that out. Hughes Turner Project albums. Is there anyone there we know? Is that Glenn Hughes we're talking about, or another Hughes? I know a lot of it's a bit random. I know a lot of people have been asked about Blue Oyster Cult. They're coming up very soon. Glenn Hughes. Oh, brilliant. I've not heard that particular thing he was involved with, but I probably will, because I am going to be doing a story of Glenn Hughes, sort of a mini series on him, because he's be more of his solo stuff, but I'll do a little thing on his projects as well. It's like part 6 of Eric Clapton. It's sort of collaborations and a couple of soundtracks he did. Yay, BOC. I've been thinking about it. I think BOC are my favourite American rock band. And I've seen them. You know, I was privileged to see them when they played over here back in the 80s, and it was a terrific show. I haven't got all their physical albums, but I've got them all. I did a lot of down on. Yeah, I do have good taste. Oh, that's an interesting. Yeah, that is great. That is not actually an official live album. live at Nottingham, but it's a cracking. It's got a great version of Demon's Eye on that. Yeah, laundry list. Well, I am doing something on Glenn Hughes, so I've got that pen down anyway. It's like when I do these stories of, now and again I throw it out to you guys, but I have got a set list of people that I want to do. So Glenn Hughes is on there. I'm not going to say anything, Stephen, because it'll spoil my ranking, but it is a great album. They made, I think, out of all the albums I made, I think some of them 80s ones are a bit iffy, but the majority of the albums are great. And I like their more recent ones as well. No, I never saw the classic lineup. I saw them when they had 4 people in the band. That were pretty good. But I have... Oh, that's a tough one. No, Bernie Tormé. Although I do like Yanni, Bernie Tormé was the man. Especially Bernie's guitar solo on No Easy Way. Yeah, going back to Pete for Peter. Yeah, I did see them thing, but I've seen Eddie Clark with Fastway. All I remember about Motorhead that I couldn't hear for a week. I think it was at the time when Killed by Death come out, I saw them. Yes, we are, Charles. We're getting more people watching. It's amazing how many people watch this afterwards as well. Yeah, what was us? Well, I've lost track. I'm always yeah, Motorhead. And there's only one place to go and watch Motorhead, the Hammersmith Odeon. I just wonder if I'm on that album they recorded there as that band. Yeah, so next week, Alan, you'll enjoy the Ian Gillan live. Because there's only 6 official, but I shall bung in some honourable mentions because they just do deserve to be thrown in. Bit like Tomorrow for Uriah Heep. I've thrown in an honourable mention because that is quite special to me. So I've put it in. You see, you sit here and stroke him, and he's quiet as a mouse. Yeah, I don't know what my neighbours thought last week because I played all 6 Gillan live albums last week. One of my neighbours says, "Ooh, listen to a bit of Gillan, are we? Excellent." As he said, because there's a guy that lives not above me, but to the other side. He has Radio 1 on all the time. Yeah, I can't remember. It was a long time ago. And it was one of them concerts I didn't know I was going until 2 hours before because someone dropped out. So I just went. Yeah, I saw Fastway, which was great because it had Eddie Clark and Pete Way in it. Can't remember who they supported. I saw them at the NEC. But you got all the new songs, then you got a couple of UFO and Yeah, it was great to see Pete Way, because when I saw UFO, Pete Way wasn't in the band. Yeah, yeah, it's a long time ago. I know that. So I never saw Pete Gill in Saxon. Then every the time I saw the times I've seen Saxon, it's always been Nigel. I saw Saxon once with Graham Oliver, but I didn't. I don't know. No, I don't think Steve Dawson was in the band. There's one band I'd like to go and see one more time. Bit of Saxon. Still one of my favourite heavy metal bands. I love playing Carpe Diem. Great album. One of my favourite albums of the year so far. The other album I'm playing a lot as well is Dolphin Thunder. Yeah, they're doing Styx. Yeah, I've started re-listening to Styx today. Had their debut album on. What an album! Yeah, I'll be watching that one with some anticipation, because 9 times out of 10, when them guys do them shows, I'm not far off. Oh God, not another one. Andy Fletcher from New. We've lost 2 today. That's not. You know what they say? They come in threes. Andy Fletcher couldn't have been very old. Well, I'll do a. I'll do. I have. Although we've ranked the Depeche Mode albums, I will do a retro ranking on my favourite songs. Because now I've listened to them, I can do a favourite songs. Yeah, I saw them on the Mister. Yeah, we're not. Hang on, what tour was it? I saw them in 85, 86. First time I saw them, I was at Nebworth, and then we saw them on the I think it's Misdemeanor. Jeez. He's not that much older than me, is he? 5 years older than me? That is so sad. There you go again. Go and sit down then. Under there. Yeah. Can't believe that was a bit of history. Live stream, and we've lost two musicians while we've been on there. Oh. Yeah, I have as well, Charles. But I've sort of make a little note when he mentions these bands. I do make a note of them, because I think for some of these American bands, they weren't very popular over here. We someone like Pete is a good source of information. Let's give them a list. Oh, I can't believe. It's just shocking, isn't it? There's one or two people that I'm a bit concerned about health-wise. Musicians. Yeah, I like Styx live stuff. I mean, their live stuff's pretty awesome. I think Styx are a band. You know, they're very popular, but they're always sort of missed out on other bands being around at the same time. Happy the Man. My favourite band from America, prog-wise, is Kansas. I just thought, again, unique. They were unique. You know, Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson had the flute. Kansas had Robbie Steinhardt on the fiddle. It's a prog band, yeah. Definitely prog. A bit of prog. I haven't watched Adam Reader. Now, someone mentioned someone else last week, and Muggins here forgot to write it down. The one that swears a lot. Adam Reader. Right. Yeah, can anyone remember which, I don't know who it was told me, but that someone else. Yeah, you're right, Zeb, but their later albums are brilliant. They did go through that, what I call the wishy-washy period, but they did come back strong. I mean, their last two albums are fabulous. I play them a lot. But I think everyone's least favourite. I know. Pretty good. I'm really getting into Hawkwind. Yeah, I agree with you, Stephen. I really rate that album. When I first heard it, I thought, wow, they're back. What helps, I think, they've got a new violinist. I know he's not Robbie Steinhardt, but he's a very good, and he fits really into that sound. And we've got that unique sound of Kansas back, which was sadly missed. Oh, thanks, Alan. Well, at least you get my voice and not a robot voice. Yeah, there's one I watch, and when they pronounce some things, they just doesn't sound right on a robot voice. Yeah, agree, Ralph. Very good. Well, no, I'm gonna once I finish this and I have my last drink before I go to bed, not alcoholic. I will have a look at this Almost Human. Martin Popoff on there. Whoa. Talking of Martin Popoff, you know, on SOT they're doing the perfect album side. Martin Popoff came up with a brilliant one, and I think he's trying to get Pete into the band. The Water Boys. and Martin Popoff's. I think it's side one of This Is the Sea was his ultimate. Yeah, Waterboys are coming up. Are coming up in the next few weeks. I have now listened to all their albums. You'll have to find out what I think of it, because I'm not telling you. I haven't done the 2 solo albums that he done, but I will do. No, you're not having anything. Sorry. You'll go bang. Don't look at me like that. Oh, Paddington. Yeah, I've done an XTC ranking as well. I'm sure Dave will find the link to that one. Yeah, there's quite a few Waterboys albums. There are 15. Hey! Yeah, that's your claim to fame. XTC are from your town. What do I boast from Northampton? The Jets. Bauhaus. Ian Hunter from Mott the Hooples from Northampton. And Dave Holland, ex-Trapeze and Judas Priest, was from Northampton. Yeah, I got some stick about Bauhaus because I'm not a proper fan. This person says, you're not a proper fan. I went, well, considering they come from the town that I was born in, and seeing a band when they came out, seeing a band from Northampton on Top of the Pops was the bee's knees. Tell you used to live round here in Northampton. I used to see him a lot in Northampton town centre at one time. Was Alan Clark. I think Dave remembers that. We've seen. I don't even remember we saw Alan Clark in the Wigan Pen. That's another one to check. Let's have a look at that one. Where did they come up with these names? I shortened mine from Ranking the Obscure to R.T.O because I thought Ranking the Obscure was a mouthful. Well, go and watch the video. Do the video I did on them, Charles. Get some love. I do like XTC. Darkness. I watch Justin's little podcasts. Yeah, Venom's quite funny. I mean, I've seen one of my mates was huge into them when they come out, and I was watching. He put one of his VHS videos on it, and when they'd finished, the lead singer started going, "Why ya man?" You sing all this, and then you get "Why ya man." Yes, I like Justin. He makes some really good comments. What's it about Bon Jovi? Phony? He's done all right for a phony bloke, hasn't he? Except I hope he's not going to go on tour until he's sorted his voice out. Yes, we know the answer. As his dad drinks in the pub that we go in. Anyone else got any famous bands, people? But my big claim to fame is I went to school with an actor who starred in 1, 2, 3 major series on television. Tokyo Blade. Now there's a past. Yeah, so I went to school with an actor. Very famous one. Well, not famous, but he's a well-known TV actor and stage actor. I believe his mum and dad still live in Northampton. Snoop Dogg. I'll keep that quiet. Oh, Cozy Pal. What a man. Yes, Stephen, I have done a Cozy Pal album. Album ranking, his solo stuff. I think it was the second one I did. So go and check that one out. Cozy's one of my favourite drummers as well, Stephen. He's drummed on some great albums. Yes, it was took it. Well, there you go. It's all coming out of the woodwork tonight, isn't it? But I'm not going to tell you the name of the actor who it is. So I don't want to name drop. The thing is, when I lived just outside town, he came out and opened up the Village Fete, and I saw him, and he came in the pub with me afterwards because he went like that, and I went like that, and I just went Red Lion, and he came in and was having a drink, and I went to the gentleman's room, and this bloke said to me, "That looks like so and so." Who's talking to you? I says, yeah, probably because it is. Yes, you know, don't you? And then the next day he proceeded to take me to London, where he was meeting a few friends to discuss a new series that they were working on. And yeah, that was a good evening. What is Rocky trying to tell me? He's going, Dad, I need some more treats. But we're not having any more treats, are we? You've had everything tonight. We've had the carrots, had your dentist, you've had your nibbles. There's nothing else to have, is there? Peter, he almost speaks now. Look, you can see him. He's Rocky knows who it is, probably. I don't know. I still find it weird because I've actually got the box set of one of the series he was in, and I just when you see him on that, and sometimes the character he played in that is just like he was at school. come here. Let's see what direction he goes in when I get up. Yes. Yeah, he's going straight to his... Well, you see, he knows where his bits are cut. No. Shut up. Come here. Be 1 minute, folks. Come here. You're going to have to Google Northampton actors. Yeah, you'll probably get it by then. I won't say what year I was, how old I am if you don't know. I'm not going to tell you now. Well, he's just not been in one. He's been in 3. He's appeared in Frost. And he's been in a few films. He was in one of the Agatha Christie's as a cameo role. Carry on, actor. No, I'm not that old. I knew someone that lived in the same where he was born. He actually pointed out the house. And I'll tell you who else is from Northampton. And he was born at literally 5 minutes from where I am now. And that's Crichton. Because on the house, there is a blue plaque. Or someone put a blue plaque up. No, I didn't go to school with Jim Dale. I've put some biscuits in, and you've got some water. That's all you're having. Come here. Hey, come here. Probably a Doctor Who. No, he's too young for me. But my younger brother went to school with him. I did work with a Northampton rugby player's sister for a little while. He played for Northampton, England and the British Lions, and he's a World Cup winner. No, it's not Matt Smith. And I used to live in girl. And I know exactly what house Miss Marple was born in. In Hickson. And Dave should know as well, because we used to frequent in the pub near a house. Bob Harris is a Northampton boy, yeah. Quiet. Will anyone guess who I went to school with? Let's just claim that one of the Girls Aloud girls, the one that died, was from Northampton. She went to school here. Yes, he was in a Terry Pratchett thing. Yes. All I'll say is that this actor actually acted with one of his child heroes from one of his favourite progs. Although we were a bit, I used to rerun these when we were young, and it was one of his favourite actors, and he actually did work with him. And I've also met the brother of one of the other actors that he's acted with. This guy's acted with two brothers in two different series. Richard Coles, yeah, I've met Richard Coles. I met him a little while ago. Just after Erasure sort of split up. Yeah, he is a vicar in a place called Earthlingborough. Did I pray with him? Yes, I did. On cheers. I saw him in a pub. Yeah, he's a nice bloke, Richard Coles. Although he did, with the Erasure, his music knowledge is just fantastic. Three 3:36. Where are you watching? That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Did you see what I did, Giles? Yeah, I went to school with Mark Warren. And Mark Warren used to, when you was a kid, you'd go around our houses, he'd come round and we'd play Action Man and everything. Yeah, I was in his class for 2 years. The thing is with Mark, I don't see him very often, but if I ever see him anywhere, he comes to meet and says hello, which is brilliant. I mean, the last time I saw him was Milton Keynes Station about 4 years ago. And I heard this voice, well, fancy seeing you here. But he was a really nice kid. Great, and yeah, there's my claim to fame. I went to school with Mark Warren. And not just, I was in the same class. We were school friends. Now, have you been watching Retro Ranking? When I said, now the cats. Does this mean your bands get moved up the laundry list? Well, there's quite a few yours coming up anyway, Charles. So, yeah, he was one of the people that used to like Mud, Susie Quattro. We used to do the little dance to Can the Can and all that sort of thing, yeah. So that's my claim to fame. Now, don't go telling everybody. Ooh. I think the other claim to fame is that not to drink out of Bob Catley's hand. when I turned round at a bar. I haven't yet. It's on I keep saying I must listen to them. They're on the. I know they're on the list, but I haven't listened to it yet. I think they're sort of. Look on the right list of it. Right. On this list at the moment, they're fifth. So once another band's been finished, everything moves up. So it'll get there in the next couple of weeks. On your Charlie laundry list, what's your Charlie laundry list? 16 bands work. Is that how many I've got work in progress? Good grief. See, Rick Wakeman's now 70s is finished, but I've added the 80s, so I can't really. I reckon Dead Can Dance will be added in the next couple of weeks because Bon Jovi's nearly done. Chrome's nearly done. Venom near enough done. Bon Jovi's near enough done, and Kiss. So they'll be up in the 16, not including Wakeman. No. And there are others as well that are not requests, but that are all part of bits I'm doing. So the list is pretty long. But some of the things for the like the story of, I don't have to listen to them as much as I do the others because they're things for way in the future. So, and I roughly know how many weeks I have got. I mean, the Ronnie James Dio one won't take. That's I think 3 weeks. But by the time that comes round, the next one will be ready. I think the one after that is Sammy Hagar because the only ones I've got left of Sammy to do is his solo stuff, and I'm about halfway through that. Yes, I've done my Oldfield. Again, did it a long time ago. And I've done these live albums as well. So they're up there as well. One official and about half a dozen unofficial. I know what I'm thinking of doing. I know there's a lot of people out there that like Marillion. I'm going to be ranking at some stage the box sets. They brought out these box sets. I shall be ranking them. So listen to them on the Blu-ray player in surround sound. As the laundry list, retro Marillion, yeah. Enigma, I've heard 1 or 2 bits of their stuff, and I do quite like what I've heard. They're sort of there somewhere. We've worked it out. I think Dave and I worked it out. I think we got enough stuff now that's going to last us until the end of at least the end of the year. But by the time that comes around, you guys will have come up with other stuff. So I don't think we'll ever run out of things to do. There's so much of my music collection that's not been done. There we go. The man with the facts. I like both eras of Fish. I mean, Tigers of Pantang, yes, they're on my thing. There is a Then and Now on Tigers of Pantang. And that's my other claim to fame. Neil Shepherd that played on just the one album. He used to drink in the King Billy. Yeah, there's a retro ranking of Marillion coming up of non-album songs. There's some beauties on that. Yeah, I remember when Script come out. Absolute genius piece of work. I actually watched on the Blu-ray the documentary about that. And there's another claim to fame. I've had dinner with Diz Minute. I've been to Diz's house for dinner. And he got me something, and I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you can see that. That's what's on it. And Diz plays on the first bit. It's not the best thing. And that EMI Studios is their very first session in a studio. And he got it for me via a certain person. So basically, I've got the very first demo, studio demo of Marillion. Which is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. That is just, that was put together for me. Being a fantastic fan of Marillion. It's just great to have some stuff with Diz on it. I think it will be by the... knowing Dave, it's probably being put on now. You're a bit of a star, Charles, I think, because you've named lots of things on this channel. There you go. He's put it on for you, Dave. I did. Long time ago. I tell you who we are be ranking. Because I still followed Fish after he left, of course. And as you know, there are Fish videos on the channel, live and studio. But I will be ranking the albums of Lee Durham and Doris Brendel, who I follow on Facebook. And I had a very nice message from her, because I actually got a photo with her and I sent it to her, and she said, "I'll remember that night." And we saw them at Rock City. Right, I've got to go because he needs to go and empty his bladder. Come here then, let's go. Come on with me. Come on. Come on with me. Come on with me. No, he actually did need to go and do what he needs to do. When he goes to the front door, I do know exactly what he wants. Yeah, so we were going to be doing Doris Brendel. I've told her what I do, and I'll be doing her albums, and she'll be looking forward to that, and she said she'd watch it, which is pretty cool. I have got a copy of this on CD, if anyone wants it. I don't mind sharing that. So if you're a Marillion fan and you want their first demo tape, they did in the EMI Studios, and some stuff they did in Ashton Gate Village Hall back in 1981. I mean, they do a version of Genesis, I Will Know What I Like, which isn't pretty good. And in the Enid, yeah, again, another claim. I knew a guy that he's in a band called Ragdoll. They've reformed now, but I used to hang around with them and go to a lot of their concerts in the 80s. And the drummer Wayne Cox, he did go on tour with the Enid because their regular drummer couldn't or something. So he was asked to go on tour with the Enid. Yes. Come on then. Oh, you want more fuss, do you? Good grief. Oh yeah, that was the live. Dave just put about the live unboxing, but I'm going to rank all them box sets. Let's have a look at the poll. Looks like Oasis, I think, is a winner. And we'll see what happens, what people are putting down across social media as well. Right, polls ended. Thank you very much for taking part in that. Right. Oh dear. Let's put you up like that. That's better. What now? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. I haven't got nothing else. You can't sniff anything out. You can smell the residue, yeah. I think with the Blur Oasis thing, I think as time went on, Blur got better and Oasis went the other way. Alan Parsons Project, I think that's on my list somewhere. It's on a list somewhere. I don't think it's on the laundry list. Yeah, APP. I don't know. I haven't checked. Let's have a look. I don't think Dave would have took it down. Yeah, better add it onto your list. We've still got two lists now. There's my list, and Dave keeps one. So go on, go sit down. I think Noel's a very talented guitar player. It's just that his younger brother's a bit of a. I don't own any Oasis. I cheated for that one. I just went on Spotify. I gave it a listen this week. Last week, and I thought, yeah, it's not a bad album. Got some good tracks on it. But apart from that, it's a lot of rubbish. I like some of that odd single that's good. I mean, the tracks I've put in the list, I don't think are not even singles. I've never listened to that one. I might just do it out of curiosity now. But tomorrow I shall be listening to another Captain Beefheart album and another Chrome. No, there's not much of that Brit. Yeah, I think Manic Street Preachers were a little bit better. I think Oasis could have been a good band if Liam wasn't such a tit. They sort of ruined it for themselves. They thought that Liam thought they were the second coming. Yes, Suede. There was some good bands. Well, there's what song's the soup songs, I call it. You get a roll with it. Well, we are coming up to 2 hours. Now, I don't mind staying on as long as there's enough people that want to carry on. It's up to you. You can choose. If you want us to say good night, put the lights out, etc. But if you want us to carry on, we'll carry on. So for the 6 of you watching, if you want me to carry on, I'll carry on. He's a naughty boy at times. That's my dog. I'm sure he thinks he's a hamster sometimes. He sleeps all day. You're up for it, that's one. Probably up to me and the back room boy. Yeah, I'm getting down mine. Thirsty work, this is. As I keep saying, I don't know if you mentioned of Sky. David is the back room of the channel. Oh, you're on the Merlot. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Dave is a very important part of this channel. Oh, yeah, you're an hour ahead of us. So good, it's 11 o'clock. Good grief. Yeah, as I was saying, Dave is a very important part of the channel. He does so much work behind the scenes. He's probably going all blushy now, but there you go. Because he... Ah, Stephen. Guess what's on Monday? Arena. And Threshold are ready to do. And I think they are coming up. Let's have a look at the schedule. I'm sure I've wrote down that band's name. I'm a big fan of Threshold. Yes, Threshold is sometime in June. So we got Arena on Monday and Threshold in June. Yeah, I've been a big fan of Arena since they formed. Yeah, I when I heard that Mick, because everyone, you know, Mick Pointer, I sometimes think he got a rough deal, but I think he is a good drummer, but I don't know if he'd have coped with the Marillion stuff. But Arena, that style of progressive music is great, and I think that's what Marillion would have probably ended up sounding like if everything hadn't turned out. So I think Arena are a great brand. Pepper's Ghost is a great album. Very good album. Oh yeah, I remember that. You told me about that. Reading Smash Hits. Fantastic. I was Kerrang, and then I started on the classic rock when that come out, and the Record Collector. But these days I don't have magazines. I tend to, I'll get notified about when new stuff's coming out. Obviously, I'm from Spotify, and you know, I've subscribed to quite a few channels, so I know when things are coming out. Yeah, it's just keeping up with all these new albums coming out. All that time, last couple of years, nothing, and all of a sudden it's just bamboozled. Got quite a few new albums that I've missed out. Crystal Palace, that is obscure. Even I haven't heard of Christmas. Roar, I thought that was a top shelf magazine. Yeah, I think I remember Raw. That was another thing. I mean, you remember when classic rock come out? When they first come out, you used to get all them CDs. I've still got them. Right. Crystal Palace. Don't put that on the list. I'll give that a listen though. Right. Crystal Palace. There we go. Yeah. What was your introduction to Threshold then, Stephen? Mine was the Clone. Was it the Clone album? I had a wicked, Alan, you're going on about that. I had a wicked one. No word of a lie, it was that wide, like that. But the mega bass on it was brilliant. That's the one we used to carry around in the summer of '83. It's a blooming heavy thing, but boy, the sound was good. Critical Mass. Great album. I'm Butterfly. I'm actually doing a classic album on Iron Butterfly next month as a little taster. Have you ever noticed that? I plant a little seed and someone always picks up on it. Yeah, I love the double album they made after the Critical Mass album, Critical Energy. Great singing. I love Mac. What a singer. Threshold must be the only band. They've only had, what, 3-4 singers, and they just keep swapping over. I mean, how sadly Mac won't, because he sadly passed away. And that's why I like Threshold. Although they swap their singers around, they all sound great. They're all good for their own thing. I think Mac was my favourite singer, though. I must admit, I think giving it out of, or they're all good, but if I was to put my head above the pulpit and say Mac, great voice. See, with Mac, he could sing everyone else's songs as good. And I think some of the others, I mean, Damien Wilson, who now is the new singer of Arena, but this long-awaited new album keeps being put back. But I think Mac could sing everyone else's songs. Perfect. What's your favourite Threshold song? Mine's The Legend Gene. I just love that. I love that keyboard in it. And that guitar solo is just amazing. Very underrated band. Threshold are. It's one band I haven't seen yet, and I want to see them. Narcissus. Oh, great track. I'll tell you what, I've ranked them all. They're all ready to go, but it was a hard one because, again, Threshold are one of them bands that have never put out a Duff album. I hate that sometimes when I rank albums, and that's not a bad album. No, Dave, Critical Mass is an album by Threshold. It's the actual name of an album, Critical Mass. Yeah. So you've got two to look forward to, Stephen. If you like that sort of thing, there's quite a bit on the channel. We've got Symphony X is out there, Pagan's Mind, Twilight, Beyond Twilight, Alan and Land, Alan and Olsen, the Scandinavian sort of prog metal, Dream Theater. I do like prog metal. Hello. Dave's setting me another one. This will be harder. Sky was not. Camelot. That's another good band. Yeah, I've actually got a CD of lots of progressive metal. For the next, I know where it is, but it's in the other room. But I'll bring it. I'll have it with me when we do the next live stream, and I'll go through some of the bands on it because it's pretty good. Yeah, Summer of '83, Alan. Yeah, the script. Well, I hadn't got script, but I'd got the 12-inch of Grendel and Market Square Heroes. So that went on a cassette. I used to just walk down because where I used to live was about 10-15 minute walk from what we called the mill. Years ago, there was a mill there, so there's a stream, and there was a nice little cove bit where you could sit and just chill out all day listening to music. So we used to go down there. We used to play Tilt by Cozy Powell, Dark Side of the Moon, Led Zeppelin 2, the Quo Album, a Marillion, Grendel, Three Boats, and Market Square Heroes. And some AC/DC, you know. Temperance Movement, never heard of them. I have now, though. I'll put them on the... Oh, and the other band we used to listen to was Sparks. Because that's the previous year, or the last... I mean, they'd got Angst in Your Pants had come out, but a mate of mine had got the number one Song in Heaven album, and he also got all the 12 inches. So you would have the album on, then we'd have the 12-inch versions of Beat the Clock, and then all the little messages on the 12 inches of the songs. Peter Cook did some stuff for Virgin Records, and he played. There's one he goes, "Hello, this is representing the Almighty God," about number one of heaven. Yeah, I do. Tommy Vance, the music vendor. I love the theme tune as well from Dixie Dregs. I met Tommy Vance at Donington in 1990 because I went with my mate, who does his Facebook page, The Rock Show. Lee's got a disability, so he's got an orange badge in them days. And because he'd got these tickets, he got a place to park the car, which always was behind the stage. So we got backstage passes to the 10th anniversary Monsters of Rock. And met Mick Wall, Tommy Vance. I can't remember her name, but she used to do MTV's Ed Banger's Ball. Spike from Choir Boys. That was a great day. I did have pictures once, but I don't know where they went. Yeah, but I met the music vendor. Yeah, Friday nights, Friday rock show. Because it was the only, them days, that was the only rock that was on the radio. Wow. Thank you, Alan. He's a top man. I like Ricky Warwick. I like the Almighty. Great band. And I think he's great in the Black Star Riders, which is another one of my favourite bands. And yes, the Aries album ranking there if you're into the Black Star Riders. Shall we break a record tonight, chaps? The longest live stream we've done is 2 hours and 19. We're now up to 2 hours and 14. Let's break. Live signs. I like short ones, Stephen. Especially when we, life signs. I'm sure Dave's writing these down. Terraplane. I never saw them, but I was into them. The thing with Terraplane was their debut album was absolutely stonking. It was much what they were going to go and do with Thunder. And then the record company, in their wisdom, what do they know about rock music? When they come to the second album, they were told to make a more radio friendly. And to be quite honest, it was not very good. So, but I've got both of them because I saw the single "I Can't Live Without You" on MTV, and I thought, oh God, this is great. So off I went and brought the cassette, and loved the album. But then it went all wrong. Another one that was done a year ago today. Well, I was busy back then. Not as busy as I am now. Who thought 12 months on, I'd be sitting here going on about music. They got to do a drive and get some people. I want to get at least one new subscriber to make it back up the one we lost. I wonder what I've done to upset them. I just want to know how many screens Dave's got open on his PC, on his laptop. He must have hundreds open. Maybe the Queen fan, yeah. Yeah, probably the Queen fan. But who cares? 461 people like it, so that's all that matters. And Spotify. Well, you got Spotify on your phone. But it has been a record-breaking night, as Charles pointed out. 12 people watching a live stream, which is pretty good for us. John Mitchell, yeah, I've heard of John Mitchell. Never heard of Lonely Robot. So yeah, so this channel, although I do it all, that you guys actually do the you're the ones that supply me the content. God, really? Jeez. Right, we've broken the record. This is the longest live stream I've done. What was amazing, the last one, that long one we did, loads of people watched it. But I am gonna call a halt at 10:30 because I need to get Hammond settled and get his nibs down here settled because he'll just keep me up all night. And I've got a few bits to do before I go to bed, but I'm certainly not putting anything up on Instagram and next week's schedule until tomorrow. So keep your suggestions coming in. would like some more suggestions for retro ranking because that is one I am starting to struggle on. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to keep repeating, but I mean, some of the bands that we've done the albums. If you think we should do some of their songs, let me know. Oh, I'm glad, Alan. Yeah, Marillion. I'm going to do a retro ranking on Marillion. Demon Saracen. That's two interesting ones. I mean, I'm doing that one with Richard McCook on Genesis, but I'll do the non-album Marillion, and then I'll do my favourite tracks off the albums. Bit of trivia. Go on then, Alan. I like trivia. Mostly Autumn. I've got that in my Spotify, but it hasn't been added to any list. If you've got the Spotify, Judas Priest Retro, are you going to give specific dates of when I can change? On the back of the script cover, yeah. Are we talking up to a certain era of Judas Priest, or are we allowed to bring some of the modern stuff in? Or just do Judas Priest songs? I must admit, the only albums of Marillion that I own are all the Fish ones. Don't own any of the Steve Hogarth on album. It's like my 12-inch singles. I've only got the. Oh no, I've got a couple of Marillion with Steve Hogarth because I've got one signed by the band. I've got an invited pitch disc of uninvited guests that's signed by Steve Rothery and Steve Hogarth. I can't remember who the other one was now. Shut up, Rock. Rush retro ranking. Oh yeah, I think Rush will be good. Palace. That's a band I haven't heard for a long time. So I haven't done my favourite Asia songs either. Might do my favourite Mama Boys songs as well. Seeing that behind me. Do I have it handy? If you give me 2 seconds, yes. Right, one copy of the original script for A Jester's Tear. And yes, there we go. That sound is here, and there's a copy of Kerrang as well. And the album's on the floor. Actually, he knows you know. The 7-inch of Market Square Heroes. And Pink Floyd's Source Full of Secrets. Oh. This was brought on the day of release. There's Kerrang on it as well, yes. Put it back in his cover. It is. There's a copy of Sounds and Kerrang and a Daily Mirror. See, one thing I do miss about albums is when you get them and you listen to it. Is this. This is the thing I miss the most. You used to put it on the turntable and you listen as you went along with the song. You'd sit there and go through all the words. This is a very special album, that is, to me. This is, I think, when I do the non-album singles, I'll probably not bother with the pictures. I might actually use the real thing. But no, don't know how many people have actually got first edition Marillion. I love that picture. I just love it. Very special album. Very, very special. Oh, what is the time? It is nearly 10:30, so I am going to call it a day. Thank you for a record-breaking number of views. And average tonight has been solid at 8, 9, which is pretty good. We're getting the word out. That's the main thing. The back catalogue number. Okay. Catalogue number. Here we go. This is EMC 3429. No, Dave, I haven't. I hope you have. Thank you, Stephen. We're not here next week because, as I keep saying, Ian is out on the razzle. No barcodes on it, no. Of course not. This was pre-barcoding. This was being ordered. I've made note of a few of them. Gives me a rough idea of what to do. Now, I pre-ordered this from a record shop in Northampton called John Lever. It was owned by a guy called John Lever, believe it or not. And I walked in, and when I knew it was coming out, he says, I know what you're going to ask for. He said, you want script for a Jester's Tear? I went, yes. It's getting a little bit battered now, but I don't care. It's been played to death. Right, I am going to go and have a cup of decaffeinated coffee. Go and watch some of these YouTube channels for about half an hour. And I've got to get up in the morning and do Uriah Heep Live, which I'm looking forward to. Yes, you're right there, Alan. So thank you very much for everyone for taking part tonight. Well, if you're ever in Northampton, Charles, you know where to go for a beer. Okay, everyone, thank you very much again. Keep telling your friends. Tell them that this is a fantastic channel. Yeah, it's been a fantastic night. I've really enjoyed tonight. And I'll see you all tomorrow doing all the good stuff. And don't forget, watch out on Saturday for the Genesis with Richard McCook. If it was like last time, it'll be on this channel on the Sunday. And don't forget, there also will be the Alan White tribute as well. Busy weekend, not a weekend off this weekend, but I am having sort of Thursday off. He's made so much noise, he's gone to sleep. Unbelievable. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Bye for now.